Is now a good time to buy rental property? By the end of this video, guys, you're gonna know whether you should move forward and buy rentals even in this bull market, or if you should just stay put. In this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the 3 tips that I follow every single time before I buy a rental. And ultimately what this is gonna do, that if these all check off, it'll give you the green light to move ahead and buy your rental. But what I will tell you is tip number 2 can be a curveball. If you're currently watching this market, you'll see that we're in this market that is skyrocketing. It is a bull market. We are going and the prices are continually just going higher and higher. And the crazy thing is we don't see where there is an end in sight. There's no one telling us that there's gonna be a correction soon or there could be a collapse. In this market, we have seen appreciation on homes climbing like crazy. In this market, we've also seen the price per home going up super quick. We've also seen in this market that not only are there a lot of people moving into various states, we call that inbound migration. The problem is there's not any inventory for those individuals to purchase a home. That causes a big problem. So many of you might be asking, so is now a good time to be buying rental in this market that we're in? I'll share you these 3 tips right now that will give you a greater understanding of what it is you need to know so you can have the confidence moving forward. Tip number 1, you need to know your numbers. It's crucial that you know your numbers. And there's 2 numbers that you need to be looking at very, very closely. Let's go over to this drawing board so I can break those down for you. The first one that you're gonna look at is your average rents. Now, why are your average rents so crucial? You have to know what homes are renting for. Whenever market you're going through, whether it's right there in your backyard. For me, I have rentals here, right here in Utah where I live, so it's my backyard. I know it really, really well. But if I'm gonna go into other states that I don't really know well, I'm gonna make sure that I know what those average rents are. What are homes renting for? And a simple way to do that is check in with property managers. The second number, guys, that you're gonna want to focus on is your mortgage numbers, the loan numbers. And I call this the PITI. You wanna know all in, because many of you are going to be having some kind of a loan or financing when you buy these rentals. You're gonna wanna know all in, what is your principal, your interest, your tax, and your insurance. And usually your mortgage payment, it's all gonna be coupled together in one payment. You can make it be that way. Know these numbers. This will determine your true cash flow. So let's take this now a step further. If your average rents in your area, and let's say, for example, I know Utah really well, and so this is where I'm gonna give you my average rents. Average rents in Utah right now are right around $1,800. If I were to get a loan, at what price point does it start to not go to my favor and make me question if I really want to buy this rental? Now, a good rule of thumb, and it's hard to find rentals in this number, but a good rule of thumb is what we call that 1% rule. The 1% rule is if the rents are $1,800, then what you want to make sure is that you spend no more than $180,000 total for that rental property, the 1% rule. Now guys, it's gonna be hard to get to that 1% rule in this market. It's tough. You got prices going through the roof, you've got appreciation going like crazy. So really the only way we've ever seen this happen is doing what I call wholesaling. And for those of you that are a subscriber to my channel, and if not, be sure you do, I talk about how wholesaling allows you to find these homes at a deep discount, where majority of the rentals we are purchasing are still fitting within this 1% rule. Going back to these rents, $1,800. When you have your PITI, your principal, interest, tax, and insurance all lumped together, and let's say it's right around $1,300, that mortgage payment, PITI all included. That's probably the threshold that I'm gonna play with right now, and not making sure I go anything over that, because right now you've got a difference of about $500. This is what people would call cash flow. Now, is it really cash flow? You have to understand that if you're gonna have a property manager do this, which I don't manage any of my rentals, I don't want the headache, I don't want to deal with the tenants or the toilets. I want someone that knows what they're doing to manage that for me. That's gonna cost you about, on average, 10%. So $180 every single month right off the top is gonna go to your property manager. Make sure you have space in between to cover for your property management and also to save a little money so that you can keep up on the maintenance of your home. All right, next is know your area. It's crucial that you do this on your own and not just go off other people's suggestions. I did this and made the bad mistake. I was told back a few years ago that everyone's buying rentals in Indiana. It's the greatest place to buy homes. Guys, let me break down what took place because I didn't do the research and because I just simply invested in these homes. Let me tell you what happened. I bought a home in Indiana for $50,000. Now that sounds cool. You can buy a home for $50,000. In Utah, you just aren't gonna find homes for $50,000. You might find a trailer, but you're not gonna find a home, right? So initial price, $50,000. Sounds affordable, sounds good. Now the average rents was right around $500 per month. So you're within that 1% rule. This already sounds like a great investment, but let's start doing the multiplier. Most people don't have 50 grand to just dump into a home. Most people are gonna have a mortgage payment on this. But let's just say for the sake of this, to show you how scary it is, even if you own it free and clear, let's say you own it free and clear, there's no mortgage, so this truly is your cash flow when that money comes in. At the end of 12 months, in your bank account should be $6,000. 500 times 12, right? But the tenants, we forget about those tenants. We look at this and we're like, man, that's awesome. I'm gonna have 6 grand additional extra income in my account. This is gonna be great. Well, these tenants, if they move after 12 months, after their lease is up, and you go into that home and you realize your carpet's all messed up, your walls have holes in it, your appliances are all scratched and dinged up, and you start to find out that all of this 6 grand is going right back into your home to fix it up for your next tenant. Now, not only do you break even, meaning it's a bad investment already, more importantly, you didn't just lose money from what was coming in on rent to put back into the home to get it rent ready for your next person. The other issue is Indiana and most states in the Midwest, they don't do what's called appreciation, meaning the values of the home, they're not climbing very fast. If you're buying a home at $50,000 and then ultimately after a year or two of owning it, you may find out that the home may be worth $51,000, maybe $52,000. So not only are you breaking even, nothing's coming back in return, right? How many people would you'd give them $50,000 and say, hey, you can borrow this for 5 years, and at the end of 5 years, you don't have to pay me anything but the $50,000. That's a bad investment. That's what was happening for me personally in Indiana. So I'm also looking for states where homes have a lot of appreciation, where the prices of the home are going up each and every year. Okay guys, before I share tip number 3, what I want you to do, I want you to comment down below. I want to know who, you guys watching, who is investing in rentals right now or wanting to invest in rentals right now. I want you to comment down below if that's you and you're like, yes, I want rentals. I want you to type down below, heck yes. I want to know where you guys are at. I want to know where my followers are at, where my subscribers are at. I need to know so I know how to deliver valuable content to each one of you for future videos. All right, and tip number 3. That is, in this market right now, you're not gonna find many deals on the MLS. The MLS is just the traditional way of looking for real estate. These are ones that realtors have reached out to sellers, they had an appointment, they're listing their home, and now this home is going out to the whole public. Everyone gets to see it, and you see that those on the MLS, they're going for over asking price, driving your numbers to be out of whack, meaning you're not gonna have great cash flow, and you might be buying something that is already at the height. And in this market, you just never know when there could be a correction that can ruin this deal. So what do I do in this market right now when we're in this bull market? What am I doing to find rentals? It's crucial that you follow me and hit that subscribe button because I talk about wholesaling. And wholesaling is simply the art of finding deeply discounted properties that you can turn for a huge profit. And really, there's so many different exit strategies. And one of those is you cherry pick your best deals and you keep them for long-term rentals. On the 10 to 12 deals that I find right here in the state of Utah every single month, now are all those ones that I could keep as rentals? No, they don't fit my appetite. They don't fit the cash flow. They don't fit the model that I'm looking for. But every now and again, I'm still coming across plenty of deals, plenty of rentals that I'm looking at and I'm like, man, this hits all the check boxes. It hits my cash flow. it hits my market that is appreciating, the numbers make sense, and I simply close on it myself and keep it. Now, what do I do with the rest? I simply either sell those off to other cash buyers that want to fix and flip them, or I can rehab them myself and put them back on the market. So is now a good time to invest in rentals? I say yes. You're not going to find them on the MLS, but that reason I have included a free gift to each one of you guys. I've included a link down below in the description that gives you free access to my guide called Bad Properties, Big Profits. And what this is going to do is show you how to find those distressed off-market properties so that you can continue to sift through them, find the ones that meet your criteria, and ultimately grow your rental portfolio in this bull market.